Okay, we laugh. What's up? What's up, traders? Happy Monday. A little bit of a slower Monday. We got some European bank holidays, the DAX. No trading of my favorite ticker, the DAX, but we do have American markets open and sinking at the moment. The Nasdaq down 3%, almost 4, and things taking a little bit of a tumble. Yeah, how's everything your side, Thomas?
Yeah, it's been a tough day for my retirement portfolio, but a good day on the day trading side. I caught 10 points on ES and I locked it up for the day. So I didn't even know if I was going to want to trade this morning. But something I'm noticing with bank holidays is if we do have a general direction, whether that's from the macro or the current trend on bank holidays with low volume, we can just find kind of like a one directional move. So if that was started to present, that was what I was looking for, and that's exactly what happened today.
Sure. Yeah, so for those that don't know, almost every single Monday we do these live. I'm actually going to be on the road from Wednesday. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a step back. I might still do some live streams and that here on Twitter and speak markets and everything like that. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you do enjoy it, make sure to comment in the chat, and we'll get around to those comments as well. But yeah, maybe if you could just walk us through your trade there, Thomas, and then I want to go over some H4 reports, some H4 reports that I think you guys should be having a look at. And by the way, this live stream is sponsored by H4. You can get a free trial through the link in my bio. Many people ask, they don't do the free trial anymore. They do, but you can only get it really through the link in my bio. So make sure to go check that. It is a 7-day free trial. I'm going to speak about a few things that I like to watch. But yeah, if you can just walk us through your trade there, Thomas, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, throw up my screen.
Yeah, there we go. We should get that up over there. But let's put us there. There we go. Can you see that? Let's
just throw up mine. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, there we go. Okay, so we'll just go to the 1-hour chart on ES here for a moment, just to get the landscape of what I was looking at coming into this morning. So we have a VWAP here from the low that was set on Sunday, April 6th on the gap down. So I have this VWAP here that's showing me from the low who is in control, buyers or sellers. So the buyers have been holding control for basically 2 weeks now since that low has been set. But then this morning we opened up and the open candle actually sliced through that VWAP. So that was basically, this setup is something I take on the 1-minute chart every day. And now on, the 1 hour, the 15-minute, basically the higher time frames, we're getting that same setup. And patterns are fractal by nature. And in markets, we see the same setups on the 1-hour chart, the 4-hour chart, as we do on the 1-minute chart. And that's why trading in general is such a unique endeavor, that you can be scalping something for 30 seconds while a different person is trading the same strategy but looking to hold that trade for 30 days. So from a higher time frame, I was leaning short today because of the way we opened at this swing low VWAP. And then just the other VWAP on here is from the tariff announcement that we were going to have a pause. And then we could see that on Thursday, cutting us short last week, we were able to hold under that VWAP, giving me the confidence to say that sellers are starting to step back in control, with this purple line at 52.41 being that last level for me in the sand. So then coming down to the 1-minute chart, and how I found an entry was I let the first 15 minutes set. This is like the orb stat with Edgeful giving the first 15 minutes. And recently using Edgeful to kind of find a trade here. Most of the time in the last 1 year, we have been we've been double breaking the opening range about 60% of the time. But in the recent months, if you look on it from a monthly perspective or even a bi-monthly perspective, we've only been breaking about 45% of the time. So that gives me more confidence to know that, hey, on these days where we're running, there is less likely chance for us to double break the opening range. So I let the first break come in. And then we had a nice retest of the New York VWAP. This was it was a very weird candle. It opened up like basically at the VWAP. So I don't know if there was a little news announcement or something, but as we held under New York VWAP, pinning it and setting this like small zone here at the 52.50 level. I took the entry on the break of the low of day VWAP, and then I wrote it for 10 points, which is exactly what I was looking. Risk 10, made 10, and that was my one trade of the day. So it was like a 5-minute trade.
Yeah, nice. I mean, obviously we've melted over 100 points if we just bring back up my asking of what Thomas is referring to. And there is a bunch of algos that you actually can get on Edgeful now as well. If you search over there, there's some algos, there's some which you can actually get access to that alerts you when you should be taking trades, everything like that. So that's going to be quite cool. We're going to be speaking about a few things over there. But for now, we can see obviously this dropped since the break of that opening range low, which is these indicators are with Edgeful again that you can get with your subscription on the right hand side. Here you get the NinjaTrader indicators as well as the TradingView indicator access. But you can see, I mean, that's just a 100-point drop to the downside, which I mean, obviously, on these bank holidays, I know it's not a bank holiday in the States, but it is bank holiday around the world, is that we can get these one play days. And we see Julio algos work great today on the orb. There we go. We see Julio, saying on YouTube that the algos are working great today on the orb. I mean, it's pretty neat. You can Julio's been playing around with them, so for sure, good to have you on, brother. But let's go to some of the Edgeful stats here. I mean, let's go to that opening range breakout and actually see what Thomas was actually speaking about. So let's go to ES and let's go to that orb report opening range breakout, and we can actually see in the last 6 months. Let's go down to the last 3 months. We can see that we're getting double breaks only 50% of the time, meaning that we're getting breakouts and breakdowns to the high and low, breakouts to the high and low side the other 50% of the time. I think that double stack was quite more prominent about, maybe 8 months ago, 9 months ago. Right now, it's kind of 50-50. So, I mean, shorts below opening range low makes sense. Where Thomas took that shorts below opening range low, you look for continuation to the downside. Same if we break the high side, and then using VWAP in conjunction with it. So basically, we are below this daily VWAP, which is this black VWAP coming across my screen. We want to be looking for shorts. We make prices making lower highs in pre-market, and then we get the breakout to the downside. I think when you use them in conjunction, it can be quite powerful. When you have, for example, I took that short off on Thursday off the daily VWAP to the break of the orb opening range to the downside, where I managed to take some of that on stream. So I think using VWAP and the Edgeful reports, at least for me, that's what I do with my own trading. And I know that's what you do as well, Thomas. But for those listening, is that you're not just going to take, I think, reports from Edgeful based on that. Yes, you can, but I like to use price action, particularly as a discretionary trader, in conjunction with each other. You can actually see that the DAX is still trading higher, which my retirement accounts and that is not going to look good on the open on Monday when the South African markets open up. And that, even though my retirement's mostly in the States, obviously it's through South African funds that are obviously going to open up on market open, at 8 a.m. South African time tomorrow. So that's going to be a bit of a crappy one, but day trading portfolios are looking quite neat right now. So I've got some payouts that are due with FTMO. I've had a pretty poor month, or poor last week at least, but this month I've locked in some payouts. And kind of what I've been doing, and I don't know how your trading's been so far, Thomas, but let's maybe speak on that too. This is my month so far. You guys know that I show my wins and my losses after every single trading day. These are my prop firm accounts. I locked in some payouts with FTMO that are actually due tomorrow morning, so I'll be taking some out by then, and I'll be sharing that with you guys. But I tried to trade a challenge account the previous week, 2 challenge accounts previous week, and got slammed on it. But how's your trading been this month so far? We're obviously coming towards the end of April.
Yeah, honestly, it's been I think this has been my worst trading month ever in terms of P&L. I had, I took the first week of April off because I was moving. So then I moved to my new house, got it all set up, and then I hopped into it. I went in, or I came back on the 10th, so the week of the 10th, and I was blindsided by the volatility. Where on ES, I'm used to having a 10-point stop, and then with the volatility, now I had a 60-point stop, and I just didn't I just got blown up that week. I took a couple bigger losses, but something that for me and kind of shows progress in trading is the prior months when I had 3 red days in a row, the account was blown and I was out. I was out of the water. But now because I put daily loss limits in place, and on Top One, the one of the reasons why I love Top One is that they have with the risk, you can set it to have a lockout so that you can't touch it. If you're trading on like Top Step or something, you can go in there and trade and change your risk settings mid-session. But with this other with Top One, it allows you to lock out the risk settings. So I set tight daily loss limits, and when I hit them, I was done for the session. So now I'm in drawdown maybe 2%, 1 to 2% on the accounts, and I took basically 5 red days in a row. So I'm like, I am not concerned because I have seen so much progress from my prior month's trading that even though I'm in a losing streak, my accounts are very safe, and I'm taking care to make sure that I'm keeping my losses small.
Interesting. Nice. Yeah, it's it's obviously good to have those third-party things where you can lock yourself out and everything. And this is just the reality of trading, is that not everything is going to be all sunshine and rainbows. Yes, I'm locking in some payouts, but I got smoked on my challenge last week. And something that I just need to stay focused on is, even though I'm trading challenges, doesn't mean you trade different trades. You just maybe be more aggressive. But I've locked in some payouts. It puts me over 6K this month on prop firm payouts alone, not including personal trading accounts. This is just prop firm accounts, and that's the journey that I'm sharing with you guys. I'm sharing that road to 1 million. I'm trying to get back to that million in funding, and get back to that 10K a month from prop firms back there. So that's my plan. You guys know that I took a little bit of a hit in February after becoming a dad. So trying to get back up there, but it's one step at a time. In terms of
so real quick though, James, I think that's something good though, because so you hadn't taken a payout since last year. And
Correct.
then this month you said, hey, I got to get back on it. I got to start taking payouts. And now you're up 6K on the month. How'd you do
Correct.
that? And what was that? What was the switch for you?
Yeah, so obviously I took that hit in February, and I lost all my fund. I mean, one of the accounts that I had with FTMO was over 2.5 years old. And basically what I just told myself was like, listen, I'm not going to make it all back in one go. I've taken a knock. That is what it is. I've traded poorly. Let me just build back some accounts. And I got 2 accounts with FTMO. I built them back up. Took a payout with Hydra as well. So I think it's just, taking it one day at a time. And that's what I did well. And then last week I tried to be fancy and tried to swing, on trades like overnight trades and all that type of stuff. But I kept to the basics very simple. Kept to the basics very, very well. And that's put me up six grand. And I hadn't taken a proper payout since only personal payout since December. So that just getting back to the basics was pretty neat. And now I think also I'm not trying to make it all back in one go. I'm gonna get some more counts at the end of this. Maybe tomorrow or the next day once I get this payout, then this payout cycle, and then look to build back up one day at a time. Not trying to make it all back in one day. And I think that's probably been the best thing that I've done in terms of my plan. I've had a focus and I've stuck to it. So yeah, it's been a pretty solid month. Not that at that 10K mark that I would like, but we'll get there. It's a
month isn't over.
Yeah, exactly. True. That's very true. Okay, but in terms of Edgeful, I do want to mention that you guys can get a free trial via the link. If you click on this link and put your credit card details in, it will take you to a free trial. It's going to think that you need to pay for it. You don't. But that's where you can come check out Edgeful. I want to speak about one more report that actually has been helping me, Thomas, has been this opening candle continuation report. And if you look in let's look at the last month. Let's just see what it has done on ES. You can see actually 75% and 75%. So basically what this report tells us, and I've always spoken about this in my pre-market preps here live on my Twitter page and YouTube I'm live on as well, is being that first hour. So if that first hour is bullish, 75% of the time in the last month will close as a bullish closing day, and vice versa for the shorts. You can actually look at this by weekday as well. Okay. But I like pairing this with VWAP. So look at the orb and the initial balance with VWAP, and you have, an edge in Edgeful. Excuse the pun, but look at this in the last month on a Monday, 100% and 50-50 for the shorts. Tuesday, it's 50-50 for both. Interesting. Look at that. Look at this. Wednesday in the last month, it's 100 and 100. And look at that. Thursday, 100. Thursdays have been bad red days, bro. That's for sure in the last month. But I always like looking at kind of the last 3-month period. And Fridays have been quite sell-off days on Fridays, particularly because we have kind of been in a bear market for the last month and about 2 months. What is your, if you just go out to the US 500 chart, so ES chart, what is your thoughts on this, where we're sitting at the daily time frame?
I feel like we're sitting at a very important level right now. I'm just pulling up my own just so I could take a look real fast.
Let's get your screen up here.
Yeah, so I have a few. I have a few different levels I got from Twitter, from Pax. These are some key macro levels he has, but I see us pinched between two major VWAPs. So we have the start of the 2024. So this was anchored on January 2nd, and you can see throughout 2024 this acted as good support multiple times throughout the year, and then it acted as support on Thursday, March 13th. And then we ended up gapping under it to start the sell-off on Thursday, April 3rd. So this VWAP to me has been an important moving support and resistance line. So as this continues to roll over, as this downtrend continues, I will be looking at this level. And then the other key VWAP I'm using right now is the VWAP anchored from the 2022 low. So if we go out, let's go to the weekly chart here. This will be easier to see. This is anchored from the swing low on Monday, October 10th in 2022. And then that was used as a key bounce level, same as the 48.50 level on, what was that, the 7th? Yeah, the 7th of April, which was I was showing this morning with the low of day VWAP. So I see as pinched in between this macro range of basically the Trump candle. This Trump candle between 5,500 and 4,800 is the level we're trading at. And I think right now we're middle of the range. So the trade would be from middle of range to bottom of range. You know, the trends once established, trends already established are more likely to continue than reverse. So with that all being said, I see the current downside target of 48.50 on ES.
Sure. Yeah, it is going to be quite... It is going to be quite interesting to see where we do, end up. I'm just having a look here at, I mean, there's so many nice indicators here with Edgeful that you can check out. So come check out all these good stuff on Edgeful. We've spoken about a few reports here today. This is just this Edgeful market sessions. You can adjust it to the time that you would like to. So, come check, as I said, come check them out. And you can literally go like this, and you can, let's turn off the London and Tokyo sessions, and then just have the New York session on. This is just during the New York session market hours. You can actually see how stuff moves during each. There's so many good reports. As I said, like this red line actually coming across the screen here is previous week's lows, and we've taken that out. Trading now below it. So it's going to be an interesting month heading into May. Jeez, it's almost May. I got married on the 18th.
I know, that's
of May
crazy.
last year, so it's been almost a year since my wedding. And I've already created a son during that time, so I don't muck around. That's for sure. But yeah, dude, it's going to be interesting to see what we do get to end out April, and then obviously this is just the first month of Q2. So my goal for Q2s is to take out over 25K in prop firm payouts. I mean, I've done 6 now, so it's just going to start building up on this momentum at the moment. And I've only spent this, and I got my refund back from FTMO. So technically, I'm up $6,000 in prop firm. So I'm going to look to scale up now, and then take it from there. But yeah, Thomas, it's going to be cool. We're gonna obviously do more of these live streams on a Monday. If you want to check us out more as well, everything is in the link in my bio. That free trial to Edgeful, as well as our ASFX TV live streams. You can stream with me live every single day, every single week. Monday through to Friday, of course, not today. We are off, but link is in my bio as well. Thomas, always appreciate your time. We're gonna see. Hopefully, next time we get on here, both of us are taking another pout by then, and yeah, let's see how we navigate the markets together. So appreciate your time as always. For those watching, make sure to follow Thomas as well on Twitter and YouTube. I'll put it actually in the comments here below on Twitter, and what's your handle?
Thomas Kello 1. Thomas Kello 1 on everything. Yep.
Nice, simple. Appreciate your time, guys. We'll do obviously more of these live streams, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.